Nations Cup, yeah, it was a long campaign. We were lucky that we had a lot of practice matches. We had a tour to Australia, so we really could work on our tactics, on our discipline, in the systems. That's something I really like. I like discipline. I like structure. I like structure. And because of those matches in Australia, we were really well prepared, and the girls knew what to expect. And we took the tournament step by step. And I think we played our best matches in the semi and in the final. And that's also how you always wanted in the tournament. I was really happy with the steps we have made in the tournament. No. The most important thing is that players are focused on the team and not on their individual goals. So I believe focusing on the team goal, you will reach your individual goal. If you focus on your individual goal, you will never reach the team goal, and maybe your individual goal. But at the end, it will never be that far as you focus on the team goal. And I think that is the main thing, what is important and what we have done. Besides this, you have to also give space for pleasure and for fun, enjoyment with each other. And I think that also helps to become more a unity. It's not only being serious, also have laughs with the moment when it can. And I think the group really understand this really well. The most important thing is discipline, is focusing on our structure. And I put really high demands on this, but I'm asking things what I think they can do. And I'm not asking things what I think they absolutely are not able to do. And besides this, what I just shared, focusing on the team. I only want to have players who are really built on, we are focusing on, those are the most important changes. But it's also the staff we have. Yeah, we have Wayne Lombard, Rode, Chiara, Matti Villa. We show them we are also one unity. We're also having fun, but we're also very serious when it's necessary. And I think finding that balance is working till so far. At this moment, it's about pushing themselves and about getting every time a higher level. So we are raising the benchmark. And besides it, we have asked an inspirational speaker and more mountains, the Kilimanjaro. And we spoke about our bigger goal is at the Olympics 2028 to get a medal. And from there on, we have to work to our first base camp. And our first base camp is the Nations Cup, is qualifying for the World Cup. If you want to reach the top, you need to make every time the next camp. And that is something what we take away with this. So we are climbing that mountain together. And we are reaching for the stars, let's say it like that. And if you reach for the stars, you will fall on the highest mountain. And if you reach for the highest mountain, you will fall on the ground. Yeah, but that's a process that is not just a few things. It's small steps which you're making. Every training is important. It is recovery. It's bringing good staff together. It's bringing the right players. It's mixing talent with seniority in the team. Everything is more like building a culture where people can be themselves, where they can perform, and everybody in that culture tries to be the best version of themselves. And if we focus on that day in, day out, then we will see what the outcome is. But I believe that then we have the possibility to do amazing things like we did the last time. But we never have guarantees with this. We're playing against other strong countries. And from every step, every tournament, we will learn and we will take away the good things, but also the bad things. And we will develop our play. And that's the most of the times the way that path goes. It goes with ups and downs. Until so far, we have a lot of ups, and that's very nice, of course. Sometimes it will go down, but we also will take our learnings from that. A climber who climbed the Mount Everest and the Kilimanjaro. And his name is Hemant Gupta. He's from India. I know him very well. And I invited him to speak to the team about the challenges he has faced and working as a team together to climb that Mount Everest. And that is something, you can see it's a kind of metaphor for our team. We are our first you go to your base camp. Now, our base camp is qualifying World Cup, qualifying for Pro League. And then you go to the next camp. As slowly you're building on coming higher and higher on that Mount Everest. And our Mount Everest on the top is a medal. at the Olympics. But to reach there, we first need to finish at some camps. I think it's 70-80% of the sport. The difference between the top players with tennis is the mentality. And it's not about not want to do the hard work, but performing under pressure. And performing under pressure, that's the most difficult thing. And that's why there is difference in quality in athletes. And that is something what we are also focusing on. Yeah, you can on training time in the training, it's easier to do things well. Nobody's watching. You don't play for anything. Yeah, if you don't play well, there's a next training. But playing at tournaments, if you don't play well, your team is losing, and then you don't win prizes. We are more busy with the profiling of players. So what we're doing, we hired someone who's profiling players on what type of players are they, introvert, extrovert, these kind of things. And on that way, I know better on what button I need to push to get the best out of them. On what way do I need to approach them? Now, these kind of things. And from there on, if I approach them on the right way, they feel more comfortable and they can perform better. And that is the same the other way around. That they know exactly what kind of coach I am, what do I want, what are my values, how do I react under pressure, how do they react under pressure, all these kind of things. And that is something we are working on. But like I think personal number one of the world, the Netherlands, they are really the best. That is you see in the Pro League also, they win everything with very big numbers. But between the number 2 and 9 and 10, 11 of the world, there's not much distance. Because I think that everybody can win from each other, but there is a possibility for them also to beat those countries. And with the Netherlands, that's more difficult. And that is how I approach every game. Like China is the number 4 of the world. But I'm really curious, how good are we actually? Can we beat them? I have the confidence we can, but talking doesn't matter. It's about showing. It's not realistic to say a number where we can reach. I have confidence that we can win from a lot of countries, what I just mentioned. And if we will meet those countries, it will be a challenge for them, but also for us. And then it's also about making your opportunities. And like against New Zealand in the Nation Cup, we defend really well. That needs to be our basics. And that needs to be always something, if we don't play our best match, that we can fall back on that. And then, maybe you get 2 chances, you have to make 1. And it will depend on those moments. That's how close it is to each other. I think we can win from everyone. Yeah, but like China is our biggest competitor. But don't rule out Japan. Don't rule out Korea. Yeah, they did also well in the Nations Cup. We just won only with 3-2 against Japan. So before we all start thinking about China, there are a lot of more matches we first need to win. And it's step by step for me with these kind of things. And you ask me, do you think that we can win? Yeah, of course. Otherwise, I would never start a tournament.